Hello, myself Sunil Ramakrishna. Here basically we are discussing the topic that is basically the total jobs going to create. Total doctors going to handle each doctors. Example: AIMS doctors are handling the whole India doctors. India blood cells creations and maintenance. Here friends and enemy blood cells creations and maintenance are taken into picture. Total earthquakes, tsunami, floods going to come and to shift this disaster to another country that plans total lava blast going to happen. Total lands divided 21 and plans of this 11 lands divided. So this basically is the thing, and this everything basically we have discussed. Then also we will discuss little bit basically. Total 22 blood cells, that everybody knows. Total energy going to generate from this blood group, that also everybody knows, because each and every 22 blood group they have basically stories. Total earthquake going to generate from this blood group, that also we have discussed. How many bodies basically are going to damage from this 22 blood group, that also basically almost we have discussed. Reason, all blood group basically are, for example, A blood group basically came before C blood group, and C blood group is created by certain groups basically. So that's total currency going to print by RBI group. Total marriage going to happen in 2020, and total investment basically going to done by Indian nationality in across the world. Total sectors basically going to sectors going to be do in the future plans. Total each and every sectors basically going to do the future plans basically. Sectors means IT sector, this sector, that sector, basically each and every government sector. Total High Court, Supreme Court going to take the decisions. For that basically total future plans basically they do the plan basically. Here the government groups who are sitting in the parliament, they do the plans. And what we have to do, which family you have to control, how basically you are going to control that entire this parliament groups basically, you can say parliament groups. Total new section going to create, that basically we have already discussed long before. What is actually sections? total groups who going to handle each and every people. For example, I am doing this work basically, so somebody is going to stop me basically, right? So that basically reason it's going to affect lots of things basically. So which all are the groups basically going to do the plans basically, how they do the plan, and how basically where I am sitting and where I am recording this basically, each and everything that group basically do the tracking basically, and they do the plans according to that basically. For example, one Supreme Court decision are going to be take. The Supreme Court basically is going to take this decision, so it's going to against one party basically. So that party is going to take some plan going to do some action basically. So that action basically is supposed to be tracked by this that group basically, that is government groups track that, and according to that basically they do the plans basically. So total groups basically, that also basically we have, and then basically total god place create. For example, Ram Mandir basically created. So now what are the plans basically going to, total lights basically going, that basically 7 days basically. This Ram Mandir means 7 days we are going, they are going to do total lights going to create, that is also connected with 7 days. Total crops going to generate, that is also connected with the energies only basically. That is connected with the creation of city, and creation of city basically equal to creation of job basically. Total doctors going to handle each and every doctor. AIMS hospital is the one of the hospital basically which handles, that is in front of the world basically, and that is basically handled by certain groups basically. So whatever the in front of the world basically, that is totally wrong basically. So AIMS oxygen basically is the in front of the world basically. So in Indian blood cells basically going to maintain, for example, India is one blood cells, so their maintenance and creation basically, that very in that basically friendship relationship has to have to maintain. Enemy relationship is created. For example, Pakistan is India's enemy, because this already war has happened basically. So this enemy need to maintain basically, for that basically they periodically do the war basically. For that plan basically they do, because war has already done, that's why basically. Total earthquake, tsunami, and each and every floods basically going to have basically, and going to these plans basically. Yes, the group basically who know the plan basically, they do the future level planning basically. So total lava blast going to happen, and total land degradation, that is 11 land basically, and according to that basically the do the plan. That plane crash basically 100 and dead, that is one of the plan basically. So just see basically how basically the plans are basically done, how the plans basically are done, how basically the plans are done basically. How the IITs do the 15 years plan basically. So this also basically we have almost basically we have discussed. So now basically again back to the Microsoft blood cells basically. One of the person told that this age creation basically is connected with the 15 years plan basically. In 15-year plans basically, the IITs, IIM basically know that basically who is going to give how much age basically. So Ram Janmabhoomi group told that basically they can give 7 days basically. So according to that basically they are planned. The IITs group and IIM group basically, and the MBA group basically, they know basically that who is going to do which kind of plan. So all plans basically, that is the project management's plan basically, are basically placed in the dashboard basically, that is you can say dashboard. For example, this plan, this plan, this plan, this plan. So according to that basically they do the plans basically for that particular group basically. So plans are already designed basically, plans are already designed by the management group basically. They just do the verification whether this plan is going to execute or not, or whether it's going to execute, then how many percentage basically is there basically of the execution basically, how many percentage basically is of the execution basically. So you can just imagine this. So in next video basically we are going to see a little bit more about this.